For 11 years, this has been my home. I'm starting here on purpose because before I say a single word about the company that owns this building, I want you to understand what this video actually is. This isn't me being dramatic for the internet. This is coming from someone who has lived in one place for over a decade. I have watched this building fall apart and being completely ignored by the only people whose job is to keep it standing. So, if you're someone who lives in Burnaby, if you rent anywhere in this province, or if you're a contractor trying to make an honest living in an economy that is absolutely brutal, please stay with me because what I'm about to say and show you should worry all of you. Now, in 11 years of living in this building, it has changed hands more than once. By my count, at least 4 times. Every owner, while they've done some fixes here and there, they've let it slide a little further. The company that owns it now bought it sometime in 2025 and they're called Equiton. It's a real estate investment fund that promises its investors stable cash flows and growing portfolios. Now, I want to be absolutely clear. I am not blaming them for a decade of decay. I'm telling you what they've done since they took over, and what they've done is absolutely nothing. And I want to show you what that looks like from the inside, from the perspective of a tenant that lives in here. Since October of last year, I have sent this company 14 emails about outstanding repairs in my unit. 14. Not one of them has received a reply. It's been complete silence from them. So I had no choice but to take it to the Residential Tenancy Branch, otherwise known as the RTB. And from here onwards, it stops being my word against theirs because everything I'm about to say is a matter of public record. So back in February, February of 2026, the RTB arbitrator ordered Equiton to fix all the issues, the mice, the mold, the bathroom, the leaking windows, with firm deadlines. Equiton ignored that order. So I had to file a third time just to hold them accountable for ignoring the first ruling. And across these hearings, Equiton sent a representative to exactly 0 of them. For one, the RTB itself mailed them the invitation. I personally emailed them the date and time. I even tracked down a company rep in person, looked them in the eye, reminded them, and they assured me that someone is going to come there, they're going to present a project timeline for all the repairs, and we'll get this resolved. Nobody showed up. There's a line on the ruling for who showed up to represent the landlord. It says one word: nobody. And because nobody showed up, the arbitrator made a formal finding. Not my opinion, a government ruling that Equiton breached my legal right to the quiet enjoyment of my own home. I was awarded $2,400 in compensation, my $100 filing fee back, and a $300 a month rent reduction that runs until the repair is finally done. And again, you don't have to take my word for all of this because it's a matter of public record and the decision is published online. Despite all of this, I decided to reach out to Equiton one last time because I want to avoid any hostilities. I want to be reasonable and I want to be accommodating. And I said to them, listen, sort out the payment. I will not reduce the rent as long as you give me a project timeline to make the repairs. Nothing. No response. And here's what's convinced me now that this isn't really about me. It's that Equiton has pulled the exact same no-show act on other tenants in the building too. Tenants who have moved out have been charged for rent and they've had to fight to get it back. Tenants that have taken Equiton to court have had no one from Equiton show up. This isn't some kind of oversight. Turns out this is how they operate. Now, coming back to me, I want to show you what ignored actually means day to day for me as a tenant. For the last 3 years, I've shared this unit with mice. Once or twice a week, I see them in my kitchen cupboards, in my bed linens. Back in October, I had to report the rest of the issues, the mold around the windows, the leaks, the gaps in the window frames. The mold is still there. It makes me cough. I cannot use a fan in my house because the mold starts blowing and then I start coughing and it becomes a whole thing. I cannot open the windows. It's why I'm sweating right now. The gaps in the window frames, they let the water in. They've completely damaged the windowsill around it. Literally, the walls are crumbling. And they know this. I've tracked it. I've shown them that it's getting worse. Still don't do anything about it. And all these issues, believe it or not, have been inspected 11 times. 11 times I've had to let people into my apartment, inspect it, come to the same conclusion, and then leave. And then no changes are made. The RTB ruling said that they have to provide an inspection report. I've asked them multiple times to give me the inspection report. I haven't received it. The only major work that was completed was the bathroom renovation, which happened in April. And the only reason that happened was because I threatened to go to the media, bring them to my house and show them the condition that the washroom is in. I'll put the pictures up again so you can see it as well. And now I've learned recently, and it's one of the biggest reasons why I'm making this video, is that this company, Equiton, isn't just ignoring its tenants. They're not paying their contractors. Local tradespeople who did the work in good faith, some of them haven't been paid since August. One of them showed me the paperwork. Some are owed tens of thousands of dollars, in one case $20,000, and they cannot get a single person on the phone. And I know this because they called them right in front of me, nobody picked up. The gardeners haven't been paid. And now I've learned that we're at risk of losing the building's gym and pool because some bills around that haven't been paid. So I want to be absolutely clear about my priorities because this is now bigger than me. I don't want my apartment fixed first. I want the contractors paid first because they moved heaven and earth for me. They accommodated me. They did this in record time because they knew this was a severe issue, and it seems unfair that they haven't been paid. This is not an economy where a multi-billion-dollar fund gets to keep $20,000 from the working man's pocket. Pay the people who did the work, Equiton. Pay them. Make them whole, and then we can talk about my windows. There's another thing that I can't stop turning over, and I think it's worth mentioning, is why would anyone let a prime Metro Vancouver building just sit and rot? And I want to be a little careful here because, I can't read their minds, but I'll tell you what made the hair on my neck stand up. This happened on May 20th. An agent for Equiton told me directly that they're going to renovate my unit after years of letting it rot, and after ignoring a repair order from the RTB, they were going to fix every single issues, all the damage that had been done by the water seeping into the walls, damaging the floors, the kitchen floors, the window sills, and it would be like brand new. But this is what it's looking like to me because they haven't done anything yet, and you can decide for yourself. To me, it looks like they're deliberately letting the apartment fall apart on purpose until it's bad enough to justify me moving out, so they can claim that we need to renovate the whole thing, repaint it, and then re-rent it for $1,000 more a month. Basically a renoviction. And I'm not stating this as fact. I'm asking you to look at the same picture that I'm looking at. And then there's also the agency that's supposed to exactly stop this, the Compliance Enforcement Unit. Their own website says that they can fine a landlord up to $5,000 a day per contravention for defying RTB orders and refusing health and safety repairs. The CEU has been informed about Equiton. Fines issued so far, 0. And you don't have to take my word for it. The RTB publishes every penalty it hands out with the company's name on it. Go look, Equiton isn't there, not once. So I really have to ask what these agencies are actually for. What's the point of a compliance enforcement unit if it doesn't enforce? I've already filed it with you. Now, because the system isn't moving and I'm struggling here and I'm getting sicker day by day, I have to try and move it myself. So I'm sending this video with a full paper trail to my local member of parliament, and I'm formally asking his office to step in. I'm also reaching out to local news to look into how Equiton runs its buildings. But none of that is going to matter if no one sees this. And I'll be honest with you where I'm coming from. There are only about 700 of you. I've neglected this channel mostly because for the last year and a half, I've been dealing with these issues, trying to get them sorted. I have messages that go back 3 years. And I'm genuinely asking for your help. I'm genuinely asking that you share this with people and try and get as much visibility to this because I really, really need to get these issues sorted out. I really need to make sure that the contractors are paid. And really, the fact of the matter is that companies like Equiton are only afraid of one thing, is that when enough people start looking in their direction and the cameras show up, that's when they start taking action. So to Equiton, if anyone over there is watching this, please pay your contractors first, then honor the order, fix the apartment that I live in. This has been my home for 11 years. I've loved living here. This is the first time I've actually complained about something in this apartment. And to everyone else that sat through this, as embarrassing and as difficult as this has been for me to basically put my private life out there, I appreciate your time, and I appreciate that if you'd help me out sharing this video as much as you can. And I hope that I can get this sorted out with your help. And thank you for watching this video.